And we're trying a little earlier today. 5 o'clock, 1 cup of coffee. Not enough, Jen. Never enough. And this is a little weird. Plus side, it's only like 80 degrees. Night infiltration taters. We're actually gonna hold off till it gets a little lighter. There are ships moving around out here without running lights. We probably need to wait till 6 to launch. Should you hear all the belly aching I get every time I get her up before 11:30?
I'm waking up now.
So that away, you've got 300 some miles till the ocean. And this away, you have the Atchafalaya, which is about 140 miles.
We just turned the corner and it was literally like immediately way prettier. We got gators already. Woo! Oh, this is awesome. Okay, not the dead fish. Fish, Matt. Gators everywhere.
And here we are at our final lock.
Old River Lock, this is Gulf-bound Canoe.
We paddled about 2,000 miles to get here. Would it be possible to pass through?
Oh yeah, if y'all went that far, we can let y'all through.
So we were told we're probably going down about 12, 13 feet. Ooh, spooky lock. Mush, Blondie. This does win as the worst smelling part of the river so far. All the fun of barge traffic without a lot of the space. And we are finally getting to the main channel. Gators is happy because we're officially back to turtle spotting.
This river is noticeably slower than the main Mississippi. Still enough current that we can take a break and enjoy drifting.
She's still excited by seeing cows. 3 o'clock and our breeze has abandoned us, so we are going to take a shade break. It's really hot here, it's over 100. And now we're looking at the schedule and realizing it makes more sense to stay here, particularly because that means we don't have to camp in a town. We like camps like this, which are a little more, remote-ish.
This is, I think, the earliest we've ever made camp. Even Matt is convinced that we're gonna make it home sweet home for the night.
Every night when the sun goes down, the temperature actually goes up and we start sweltering. We are up at 5 o'clock. Pretty much everything is disgusting, sticky, and sandy, AKA we are in Mississippi in the summer. Tomorrow we actually have an Airbnb because with all the heat rash and everything. Mush, Blondie. I really want a hamburger, Jen. Ah! And welcome to the worst part of the day. The part with the sun. We just met a local who was full of all sorts of advice. And I think he thought we were just crazy. With way too much time on our hands. Jen is up there enjoying air conditioning, going to the store with the River Angel to get food. 3 hours later, we are trying to get ready to go, but Taters has drank almost all the beer. Here is Saint Taters, the patron saint of motivation.
I said I'm ready whenever you are.
And then you laid down. 5 o'clock and our quick meet somebody, have a cold beer, and do a quick resupply turned into a rather long break. After we've had our yummy pork balls of awesome, it was still really hot, so we didn't want to go anywhere. We got party beaches. People in the water swimming, music, boats, bikinis, and we got offered a beer. Smaller than the Mississippi, but this is certainly bigger than what I pictured. This is gonna work for us.
This is a pretty perfect Sandbar camp. And also, we still have cold beer. Home sweet home for the night.
I am out of the tent. Look who is still in the tent. You don't see that very often. That's what I always say, Jen, and then you always are like, Sadly, it is already getting warm here, and the only cold thing we have to drink is beer. And we already regretting just a bit not starting to paddle at dark 30 in the morning. There are just all sorts of party campsites out here.
On the left is the Whiskey Bay pilot channel, the big shipping channel. And off to the right is the one that keeps the Atchafalaya name.
This was described as the part of the river where people are more likely to be living. I just wanted to capture how amazing these clouds are. We love clouds. We did get told that this section of the river is basically record low levels. I am walking the boat, and Jen is getting an air-conditioned ride to the Airbnb. It's actually so warm that Apple Maps is giving me an excessive heat warning when I try and walk. This is the Airbnb Jen found us. They were listed as riverfront, and Jen assumed it was the river we were on. Once we explained to them that, oh, we are literally paddling the Mississippi, they're like, oh yeah, we are on a ditch of sorts, but we don't know if you can connect.
This Airbnb has a few extra features.
After a slightly frantic afternoon, evening, and morning, we are about to portage back out to the river. Why are we late? Taters can't shoot a basket. Leaving the air conditioning is kind of rough. Turns out it's just not safe out of the taps. Anywhere here, everybody uses bottled water. We were saved by having a river angel find Jen and then bring over about 10 gallons of water for us. And we are back. Oh, the joys of hauling 12 plus gallons of water along with our boat and cooler and all the other things. We've been enjoying the pre-dawn only 80-degree weather with 300% humidity. Taters will be talking by about 11 o'clock when she wakes up. So now the big question is, what are we going to be watching while we are sweating our butts off tonight going, why the heck are we out here? This is why the South rose up, to try and get out of the South. Jen, don't play poker. And welcome back to the tyranny that is the burning ball of hellfire up in the sky. So I'm working on trying to get all like the heat wave videos done. Then she runs in and she's like, oh no, the baby elephant is going to get swept away in the current. Don't worry, keep it.
I have already lost track of how many gators we've seen.
He's right there on the shore with his head up. We haven't seen anybody or even seen any indication anybody is around. There has been a distinct lack of campsites back here. There is supposed to be a DNR campsite at that island up ahead. Just gotta try and get in before the mosquitoes get too bad. When we're in the tent by this time, this is usually where we're sitting there watching TV and all of a sudden I just start sweating from everywhere. Not quite the nicest camp for what might be our last night out here, but it'll do. And we officially waited too long to get into the tent. Damn it.
We potentially just have one more day.
5 a.m. here at Camp Massachusetts, and if anything, the humidity has actually gotten worse.
It is a very sleep-deprived and exciting Taters Tuesday.
Trying to pick out gator eyes.
We have about 34 miles out to the Gulf. We are kind of thinking we'll make that all today.
We might be a little more sad about finishing here, except the heat and humidity last night was pretty brutal. Not to mention the mosquitoes. There we go. We do have an unfortunate amount of mosquitoes who are still out here. And ants. There are ants in the boat this morning.
Oh, that's amazing.
So this is Yellow Bayou / 6 Mile Lake. This is our side channel, which hopefully goes through. That's more like it. This is looking more like a proper swamp. And on Matt's list of least favorite things, big, long, straight paddles with headwinds.
This is the Intercoastal Waterway.
And here Taters has a curious little friend who's kind of edging up behind her.
Not super little, but I like him.
Bondi, stick your like toes in. Maybe he'll come over. Oh! In actuality, Jen is very smart and very good at a lot of things. Judging cross traffic is not one of those things. seeing rain clouds off in the distance and wishing it was raining on me. Finally! Yeah, exactly. Probably worry about getting some things wet, but eh. Also, this is Hog Bayou, so we're 11 miles from the Gulf here.
I love the big lilies.
Taters is now taken to kidnapping grasshoppers. We apparently now have pet grasshoppers. Jen just tried to get me eaten by an alligator. She was playing with her grasshoppers and we just ran into him, spooked a fish and then spooked him. And that's how I died for Jen's grasshoppers.
And over 2,000 miles later, just big flat water as far as you can see.
Okay, Jen, now we turn around and paddle back to Itasca, right?
And so now we are going to Burns Point Campground.
.50 and we have arrived. Only a little soggy. So this is Burns Point. There is a campground here. They have showers and we have a ride out of here tomorrow.
We got a nice spot off to ourselves right on the water. Home sweet home for the night.
So here we are, we finished yesterday, except we were ahead of schedule. So we made the only logical decision, which is we are gonna be doing the last, it looks like 340 miles out to Head of Passes, out to Port Eads, out a little further to the ocean.
That is the first time that I felt borderline unsafe in the heat.